Well, good morning, everyone, and I'm delighted to be able to welcome you to Abingdon today. I hope you've enjoyed your visit so far. What I'm going to try and do this morning is really give you an impression of what we're trying to achieve at Abingdon and how we go about doing it. Now, I'm very new to the school. I started at the beginning of September. So we also have two pupils accompanying me today, and they're going to tell you a bit about their experiences as well and what they make of the school. Now, our aim at Abingdon is to educate young men of talent and potential to the highest level so that they can compete and meet with confidence their contemporaries from around the world. And we do this by focusing on all aspects of our pupils' personal development, and by ensuring that strong and effective structures are in place to help our pupils make the most of their opportunities and their potential. In my short time here, I've been struck by the atmosphere of ambition and aspiration, and by the appetite for adventure that underpins life at Abingdon. I'm sure you're aware of the exceptional academic results that pupils achieve here, which allow them to go on to an exciting range of university courses and careers. Just this week, we heard that one of our pupils had achieved the accolade of scoring the highest grade nationally in IGCSE geography, and indeed 7 of our pupils were in the top 20 nationally. So academic standards are high. And these outcomes are the result of dedicated and inspirational teaching. And the school benefits from a highly committed and able team of teachers. There's a sharp focus on the quality of teaching and learning here, based on careful analysis of results and a commitment to teachers' professional and personal development through lesson observations, coaching, discussions and reflection. I've seen already teachers passing on the love of their subject with enthusiasm and dynamism. And the teachers encourage students to go beyond the limitations of the exam specification and to develop their own passions and enthusiasms. The pupils are encouraged to stretch themselves and to take risks with their learning without the fear of failure. And indeed, I recently heard a teacher encouraging his pupils to fail better next time. Now, an exceptionally thorough and thoughtful careers guidance programme is in place, led by a full-time careers counsellor, which helps our pupils make informed choices as they move through the school. But academic study is about much more than exam results here. We seek to nurture a love of learning that will endure into adult life. And I enjoyed hearing pupils giving presentations recently, and these presentations were entirely voluntary based on research that the pupils had done over the summer holidays. And they talked about questions as varied as the impact of climate change on human evolution, the dangers posed by the overuse of antibiotics, and the causes of the Vietnam War. And the commitment to extending study beyond the limitations of exam specifications is borne out by the many subject-related societies that meet. Although I must admit I was mildly disconcerted to see the Entomology Society trying to feed a live locust to a thankfully pretty docile praying mantis one lunchtime. But there is a real fizz and buzz to academic life here. Pupils are keen to do well, and they value scholarship and aspiration. But the commitment here at Abingdon, as I said earlier, is to the personal development of our pupils in the broadest sense. And a key part of this development is what we call the other half, or the extracurricular life of the school. But the other half means what it says. It's a fundamental part of our education here, and the programme is really without parallel, with, I think, over 120 activities which are available. And these activities are not bolted on to the end of the school day, but they're built into the weekly timetable to ensure that pupils have the time to try a quite astonishing range of activities. And indeed, we require them to take on contrasting activities while they still have the opportunity to specialise as they move through the school. It's really important to me that the great games player still gets a chance to play music or be in a play, or vice versa. Now, from robotics to board gaming, bell ringing to croquet, the choice is such that every pupil can find his niche within the school. Now, I hope today you've been able to enjoy some of the performances of our musical ensembles. In recent years, 8 pupils have gone on to take up choral scholarships at Oxford and Cambridge. And last year, a further pupil was awarded an organ scholarship at Cambridge. So standards are very high, but the number of ensembles ensures that there's a place for all levels of musical talent at the school. Indeed, I'm led to understand that the forthcoming house singing competition, which involves every single member of every single house in renditions of numbers such as Let It Go from Frozen and other delights, will reveal the full extent of the range of vocal talent here at Abingdon. Now, tonight in this theatre, we're going to be celebrating another exciting feature of the other half, which is the Abingdon Film Unit, which gives boys the opportunity to plan, shoot and edit short films over the course of the academic year. I recently met a former pupil who's now a filmmaker in Hong Kong and China, and he recently made a film which won the top prize at the Milan Film Festival. And talking to him, he really bore eloquent testimony to the skills that he developed with the film unit and the key part that it had played in making him the person that he is today. Now, sport is an important part of life at Abingdon, and we want every single pupil to leave the school with a good level of personal fitness and an appreciation of the importance of exercise. On Thursday, every single member of the school took on the challenge of the Charathon, a 13-mile sponsored walk. Now, some students ran it in just over an hour and a half, which is an amazing time, whereas some just made it back in time to get on the buses at the end of the evening. But it was fantastic to see the whole school out, enjoying exercise and raising money for great causes. Now, Abingdon competes at the highest level nationally in rugby, hockey, football, cricket and rowing, but we also excel in a wider range of sports such as tennis, squash, badminton and fencing, where the school is currently the dominant national force. At the last count, 19 current pupils were representing their country at sport. And just as an example, at the moment we have the best canoeist and the top cyclist in their age group in Europe as pupils in the school. But as for all our other half activities, we make sure that all ability ranges are provided for so that everyone can enjoy their physical activity here. And indeed, this for me is the defining feature of life at Abingdon. Pupils are at ease with themselves. They are comfortable in their own skin. And they're challenged and stretched at the level which is appropriate to them. They're simply encouraged to be the best that they can be. And our pastoral structure provides a strong platform for this, as it ensures that pupils have close individual attention and that support can quickly be brought into play when the going gets tough. There are 10 houses across the school, each with a strong sense of identity, so that even though we are a large and busy school, every pupil has a clear idea of whom they can turn to. 3 of our houses include boarders as well as day pupils, and our special mix of local pupils, weekly boarders and full boarders creates a special atmosphere. We celebrate the different cultures and perspectives that our international boarders bring, and they appreciate the opportunity to work alongside and build friendships with their locally based peers. Our weekly boarders enjoy the opportunity that they have to focus on their studies and other half activities during the week and to catch up on family life over the weekend. And something that has also struck me is the sense of community which pervades our day-to-day life here. And that extends beyond the pupil body very much to the parents as well. And parents are involved at Abingdon through the Parents Association, but also through groups such as Touchliners and the Friends of the Boat Club. And hopefully you might have had a chance to meet some of them this morning. But we're keen to play our part in the wider community as well through a range of partnership initiatives, ranging from teachers' forums with Fitzharris School in Abingdon to the work of the Abingdon Science Partnership, which brings local primary and secondary school pupils onto the site for a programme of workshops. We're also keen to ensure that an Abingdon education is available also to parents who may not ordinarily be able to afford the fees here. So we do have bursaries available up to 100%, and you can get more information about those bursaries from the website, but also from our admissions team. Now, the workshops of the Abingdon Science Partnership, and indeed all our activities, benefit greatly from the wonderful environment that we work in. The Young Science Centre, which opened just about a year ago. The Greening Court, which was completely refurbished over the summer to provide a great home for classics, for history and geography. And the next major project will establish a large sixth form centre and an extended library, as well as a new art department. And you can see displays at the points where you registered this morning, which will tell you more about that development. But in addition to the facilities on site here, the school also benefits from extensive sports facilities at Tyldesley Park, about 10 minutes away, which includes a 4G pitch for rugby and football, astro pitches, a running track, and even a specialist throwing area for javelin, shot, discus and hammer. Now, another vital partnership is our close relationship with the School of St Helen and St Catherine, just down the road, and also open to visitors today. This means that we're able to offer the best of both worlds to our pupils and their families. Pupils get the benefits of a single-sex education in our approach to teaching and learning, but our pupils also have plentiful opportunities to work and socialise with girls, including great collaborations in the classroom and in areas like music and drama. Many of our pupils have siblings at St Helens, and they're all able to benefit from the convenience and efficiency of the extensive routes of our joint bus service. And those bus trips offer a fantastic opportunity to socialise further as well, of course. It is an exciting, welcoming, thriving place to study and to work. It's underpinned by a sense of ambition, of aspiration and adventure, but there is also a very strong sense of community, a sense of warmth and friendship. So I hope you've been able to pick up on that special atmosphere during your visit today. I hope it's whets your appetite to find out more, and I hope too that you are able to negotiate your way home as the traffic restrictions around Abingdon are hopefully being lifted as I speak. So thank you very much for listening, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you.